Stay. It's JC. Welcome to STAYtalk. And besides me is...
And it is Chrysalis, who is making sure our audience is age appropriate right now. So give me just a second and I will be good to go.
No problem.
And yes, and yes. And there we are. So the only thing I don't like about this is I literally have to go over to YouTube and tell it 18 and up. That's the only thing. But hey, it turns our mics off during the intros now, which is new. So that's nice. I'm appreciating that.
Hi, Jess. Here, Val, do you want to come in? Hi,
Valkyrie. Did you want to come in, Val? Because if you do, we can add you in. That's not a problem.
Hi, Annalie.
So, but oh my God, So lots happened since Friday.
Yes,
it's our last show. So we've got the SKZ code to talk about. Our dish of the day today, by the way, is going to be the content because we certainly have enough content to deal with at the moment. So we've got the SKZ code to discuss. We've got the talker that came out today to discuss. We have literally bubble messages out the wazoo that we can...
Now that you said that, I want to see what Lino just said. Hi, I'm sure.
Probably. I hadn't even looked when I guess it came through with me when we were on TikTok. So if it's coming through to you now, it's kind of interesting how that works though.
But and it didn't come through until I pressed it. That's weird.
Oh, interesting. Weird.
All right. Hi, Lino. Sorry.
So
hi, Lino.
So yeah, we have plenty to discuss. And all of it is an utter crash out for me because I don't know what has gotten because swords, yes. But I don't know what has gotten into Chris. I don't know. Ever since the tour ended, Chan has been kind of mid-tour, when that contract kind of hit, Chan just kind of
good.
More than any of them.
It looks like he's having fun. It looks like especially this Frankfurt. We'll talk about the talker first, then we'll go into SKZ code. But the talker, it seemed like he was just having fun, and he was having fun teasing Stay, and he was, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I mean it's he's a lot more relaxed. He's a lot more not giving up far out. So
yeah, no, and except for today, far out, I was like, he is a menace.
Well,
when Felix called him that word, sometimes I want to be like, you know what?
Yeah. Well,
I love you.
He deserves it.
Sometimes you are I know they love that word in Australia, and they also love that word in England. So
yes. And which is really weird because as I've started to interact more with those areas and whatnot, I have to remind myself that word is commonplace.
Yeah.
Over here, it is not. Language is just an interesting thing.
Right.
In general, as were the reels today. Language, look at that. Ha. Anyway, we'll get to the reels in a minute because that was also hilarious. But let's start off.
Yeah, we'll start out with the talker.
Because I'm sorry,
with Felix, Chan, and Han.
Yeah, that's the talker to me. First of all, somebody dubbed Hyunjin the sexy pirate ferret, and I don't know, I forgot who it was on Threads, but they dubbed him the sexy pirate ferret with that SKZ code. And yes, can we get more of that Hyunjin, please? Just a little bit.
Mean the one that he was behind the reel with Chan, like that Hyunjin?
No. The SKZ talker, the SKZ code, not the talker.
Wait,
the code.
What was he doing? Oh, the code.
He was the assassin.
Oh, I'm like, are we talking about the talker? Are we talking about the code? Okay,
the code.
Got you. Okay.
Swords. We went back to swords. So
all right, we'll talk about the code first then, and then we'll go back to the talk.
We'll do them in order because that way it makes it a little bit more sense.
Right.
But yeah, somebody dubbed Hyunjin the sexy pirate ferret.
Yeah, I could see it. It was a little Pirate of Penzance with the black. I could see a little Errol Flynn, a little yeah.
Yeah, and then both him and Chris with the sword sounds, with the.
I was ready for Felix to do the pew, pew, like the Star Wars noise for the big.
I could have seen that, but I'm sorry, but I had to point this out too because when Hyunjin he asks for a scabbard so he doesn't cut himself on a plastic sword, which I thought was hilariously funny because I don't think those guys realize that you can carry a sword without a scabbard. It's okay. It's I don't know if it was as common in Eastern practice as it was in Western practice, but you can carry a sword without a scabbard, and that is perfectly acceptable. But it was the whole as he was trying to put it back in the scabbard. I died laughing at that because anybody that has ever handled a sword on a regular basis will tell you that every single one of us have done that at some point in time, trying to get the sword back in the scabbard. And it was adorable. I'm sorry. It was just too cute. Not to mention just watching the guys literally be guys and not care about idol image. Well, except for Felix. I love how much they protected Felix's idol image.
Yes. That's why I love when Sungmin goes, how many ads do you have? I was like, then I got like the context because somebody took that out of context and posted it. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, I get it. They're trying to like, and that's why they changed it to Gong Cha chocolate smoothie. He was so cute. So he's like, you could see, like, I want to say it. Like, I want to say it, but I shouldn't say it. And I was like,
I don't know. I do not know how their
it's a Felix thing. You wouldn't understand.
I don't know how their contracts are set up for ambassadorships because obviously Lino don't care. Like
Gucci knew that heading in, and if they didn't,
the obvious and Versace obviously doesn't care, or at least I'm sure sure Donatella wouldn't have anyway. I don't know whether Dario or not, but obviously he doesn't care. Right. Chan was just him, but like I'm just gonna.
He's better about it. Yeah, he wasn't. He was trying to be Daddy Chan. He's almost little.
It's funny because I saw a Baby Stay on Threads. I think it was with this code, and they were pointing out that he doesn't talk a lot on the codes, and quite a few. I didn't step in only because by the time I saw that thread, there had been plenty of others that had brought this point up where it's like he doesn't. He just does. He does. He's dad. He sits back and he helps kind of keep everything on the guardrails.
Yeah.
And gets them back on track when they need to get back on track. But otherwise, he just sits back and lets them.
I did like his reaction, him and Felix's reaction to any kissing Han. That was cute with the thing. I was like, that's really funny. Yeah.
You get the
And
baby.
Sungmin just laughing just made my day. Just him just laughing. Like, I'm just like, it was so cute just to see him kind of do the head down laughing thing.
You know what was funny, though? I think this is the very first Skiz code where he did not punch the air.
Who that Sungmin did?
Sungmin. I don't think he punched the air. If he did, they never. If he did it, it was never in a spot where it was on screen. But that I think is because he was laughing the whole entire time. Like, yeah. He wasn't not to say that he's ever been bored, but just. There was enough going on to keep his attention that he was just like.
They were just silly. They were just having a good old time with themselves, and Lino as the majesty. I was just like with his little. I don't know what that's called. I know the gat is the hat that Felix was wearing, and Sungmin was wearing is the inspector.
Yes.
And Felix with that fan, I was dying. He's just doing, and that's what they do. Like, I was watching one recently, and it was the guy was just standing there fanning, like just every once in a while. It's fanning. So, it's very
because they don't have air conditioning, and it's not you don't want to use air conditioning over there a lot of the times because it'll get you sick.
Really?
But there's a strong belief that
I feel that way about humidifiers, so I get it.
So But can we also bring up the fact that they played beer pong
with Sike? But yes,
granted, yes, it was with Sike, but they still played beer pong.
Yes,
and the two of them that were the best at it were Ian and Sungmin.
Yeah, I'm telling you, as Jenny and I say on Threads, our roomies, meaning Felix and Sungmin, are the dorm to go visit, and I'm sure Ian comes over because Ian and Felix and Sungmin are all close.
Yes.
But that's the dorm to be at.
That's
They're the ones that drink and play games. So don't tell me that. I mean, I watched Felix take back that shot. That wasn't somebody that didn't know how to take a shot.
You know, Val, I was surprised Chris missed too, and I have to wonder if he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because there are times when he throws, like he'll do something on purpose to not.
Right. Because
like
we all know that probably Chris knows how to play the song.
Probably, but I don't.
I'm going to say all of them. I mean, come on. I mean, you got some beer drinkers there. Like when they sat in the restaurant after the was it Innie's birthday? Remember, and they sat in that restaurant and they all were cheering with beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I mean, I just don't know how many of them. Like Chris probably knows how to drink, I'm sure, but I don't think he does it frequently.
No, and he said he doesn't like to drink. Like that's not his thing. Like when Ryan gave him the aviation gin, he's like, I guess it's good for disinfecting, which I started cracking up. Like, I'm sure he tried it or opened it, or maybe he didn't. Like if it's signed by Ryan, I wouldn't open it either. But and then I remember watching, what was it, the one that Lino used to do where sung, which Chanbin and Felix sang but it was Sungmin and Felix, and they talked about their likes and dislikes. Like Sungmin likes soju and beer, and Felix likes tequila, whiskey, and red wine.
Expensive stuff,
right?
Yeah,
which that's the last time I checked, isn't the most expensive stuff. The whiskey and the red wine I can do it.
Oh, some of those top shelf tequilas can be.
Well, they can, but they've come down a lot. But the whiskeys and the red wine, I'll agree with.
But that was a 2 Kids show, is what that was.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think Changbin drinks frequently. Like I think and granted, drinking culture is really, really big in Korean. But
the interesting thing that I saw was when Ian took the shot, did you notice he turned away from everybody and did it? That's a respect thing. Anybody who's older, if you're going to drink, even if you're sitting across from them, you turn and you do it. You don't do it to them.
Yeah. Because
I watched, there's a show that if it was still on, I would love to see one of the guys do it. But it was Henschel, or I always say his name wrong. I say Henschel. I think it's Henschel from Super Junior. And he would have a guest on and they would drink. They would eat and drink. But I'm not talking about just, sip it. They would drink. Okay. And Raoun was on, and Raoun was obviously younger than Heechul. So every time he did a shot or drank the soju, he would turn away and then turn back. So I noticed that.
I need to turn the volume down on my phone. If anybody ever hears ghosts coming from my neck of the woods, that is my cameras. So I'm just gonna get that quiet down right now. And Valk, I'm sorry that the link wasn't working. I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, it was very much a, I don't want to say frat boy show because it wasn't a frat boy show.
No, but it was showing the guys relaxed. They were definitely more relaxed than they usually are, even playing their characters.
Yeah, but it was much more so. Oh yeah, because because Chris is usually pretty good about staying in character. Like they give him a character and he stays in character for most of it. As soon as they did the 5 thing with him, as soon as his brain converted from that to I'm 5 and then back again, he was no longer no longer the bodyguard. He was now
But that Chris. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun watching.
And somebody pointed out there was something about things we learned on this episode of SKZ Code is that if and when Han is ever given power, it will immediately go to his head. Yes. He immediately goes into tyrant mode as soon as it's like, oh wait, I'm in charge now. Ha And they all just sit back and let him do it because it's Han and he's cute and cheeks. And anyway, it was he was in fact 5 after that. Yes, he was in fact 5 after that. 5.
Yes, he was.
5.
I'm 5.
I'm 5. Now I'm gonna turn into that. Great, lovely. It's gonna be one of those days. Which, by the way, if I somehow I managed to watch a SKZ, it was an edit, and it was an edit, realistically speaking, about Felix, but the music was Christmas music, and because of them, I have now had Christmas music stuck in my head. for the last hour and a half, and I'm like, it's not even Halloween yet.
Felix is the gift that keeps on giving. So there you go.
It was just they were doing, I forgot which.
That's a good segue to go into the talker and our cute little Felix going and eating German food.
Oh, yes. Schnitzel. Was it schnitzel? Yes.
Yes, he had schnitzel. He had sausage, which was some sort of wurst, I'm sure, because it was cut up and put in a sauce. It was almost like, I don't know, because like Chris ordered currywurst, and that's the sausage cut up with curry sauce. But anyways, schnitzel he had some sort of like pork and potatoes, it looked like. Yeah. And then he had the fries or the other potatoes, and then he had
then the dessert.
The dessert, which looked like a strudel of some sort, was the first one, and then the second one was that like cakey whatever.
Was there two? There was
like two. I think
Felix. Of course, there's two.
I mean, yeah. Man after my own
heart.
Ice
cream. And then ice cream.
And then ice cream later on. Yeah.
And him talking about how he's going to have ice cream till he's 80.
We're all going to have ice cream till we're 80. Yes.
If you want to have ice cream until you're 80, you go right ahead. None of us are going to stop you.
That's right. We're going to join you. We'll join you if we're still around.
I'll be 100 and something.
Yeah.
But I'll be 104. But that's okay. I will still be eating ice cream because need more info on this curry dish.
Oh, the currywurst. Yeah, it's like they take a bratwurst, which is a type of German sausage, and they slice it and then they serve it in. I think that's what, you know what? We have Google.
Yes.
Let me Google.
Let us find out. Like we just figured out that tautology was literally the repetition of words, which made the whole entire reel extremely hilarious.
Okay. Currywurst is sliced bratwurst, which I was right about the bratwurst, covered in curry ketchup and curry powder. Okay. So that's what it was. I think that's what it was because it looked like ketchup on the sausage. Yeah, there's a recipe book if you type it.
I was gonna say there's probably a bunch of different recipes.
Kitchen Maus, like Maus, like the German spelling. Yeah, it's the pride of Berlin. That's what it says. So
Kitchen Maus. That's cute.
Yes, curry
Kitchen
ketchup.
Maus.
That sounds yummy. Yeah, isn't that cute?
Curry ketchup.
That was cute. So there we go. We have our cute little Felix, and then he spoke German, so he did both of his. They're not on tour right now.
No.
Somebody asked for now.
Well, I mean, technically they've got the encores coming up, so the tour is not 100% finished yet.
Right, but it's an encore in Korea, so they don't have to go. I mean, they have to go to the stadium, but they don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, they're not like the travel for the tour is completed at this particular point in time. So, and we'll probably get another one here soon with the way things have been going. Yeah. Which again, you need to hold off. No tour announcements until I have a job and I can afford tickets.
It came up in my memories yesterday on TikTok. It came up in my memories that they announced it was like around now or something. Because it said something about getting in shape and locking in for the tour or something.
They are not allowed to announce a single thing about a tour until I have a job, like an actual paying job, and can get tickets. Because I am not missing any more tour. I'm not anymore. Like I've missed any tours to begin with. The first tour they had after I became a stay, I went to, but I'm not going to miss a single damn tour. So they need to hold off on that until after I get a job, and then I can start paying Staple back. Yeah. But it is what it is. So we had that, and then we had Frankfurt, and then we had the talker, which in addition to
Frankfurt was the talker.
Yeah, Frankfurt was the talker. So Felix with the talker was adorable. Han with the talker was adorable. But I felt I'm not sure if I like having three of them focused on like two on a talker is good. Because then you get a good balance.
Felix based, and I like Han seemed like Han didn't do the breakfast challenge.
True.
Where he was supposed to do a breakfast mukbang.
Which
says, I'm not
I love that. Just nope, just not fail. I'm taking the L. We're done. Not happening. But I feel like when they
did you notice the copyright infringement section of it was a JYP song, correct?
I think no, because when they did that practice choreo before, Chris was singing New York by Alicia Keys.
Oh, okay. That's why.
So I have to wonder if that's like
And maybe that because Felix was playing something on his phone, but I thought he said something about JYP in a song right before it. But well, who knows? But it was funny because I was wondering why. I'm like, all of a sudden, like Thunderous comes on and it's like copyright, for copy. Whoever this skizzing that's doing the comments, A++. Like, you deserve.
Can we get that person to do the interpretations on the other videos? Like,
yeah.
Please. Like, why do we have separate interpreters? Because it doesn't make any sense. Just
right.
Unless I buy them. Okay, if you want to buy me, Valk, if you want to buy me concert tickets, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue at all. But I'm going to whatever the next concert is. I'm getting to it. They just can't announce it till I have money. End of story. And then, but yeah, I would rather them go back to 2 people per episode, just because I think you get a better balance that way. Number one. Yeah. Unless it's just because the guys are like, they're not wanting to do as much.
They may have been getting tired. True. That, like now, like just in the European section. So now they're like, oh, we got to do this. You know what I mean? For every single one we have left. Not that I'm saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying they're tired.
Yeah. And it's they all have a lot more to do because, you figure with this tour in particular, obviously there's the tour itself, which is exhausting and grueling to begin with. Any tour is already exhausting and grueling to begin with just by the tour in and of itself. Right. They were working on Karma at the same time.
Right.
Because there were things that Three Racha were fine-tuning.
Our surprise second album that's supposed to drop before Christmas.
The one of two albums that's supposed to drop before Christmas. Before the first
including would be 2. I thought it was 2 albums, Karma and one more.
Nope, there's 2 more. Based on financials. Based on financial reports that were sent out for Q4, it was 2. Now, whether it's a double album, maybe it's another album and then like a mixtape.
Yeah,
something along those lines. But it's supposed to be 2.
This is what it said. This is what this says. It says, I said, how many albums released for Skiz in 2025? It says Stray Kids released and are scheduled to release at least 3 albums in 2025.
At least.
The Japan album, which we know doesn't count.
Yep. Nope.
The can I speak? The Korean studio album Karma and the single album mixtape Dominate. That's considered 2025, by the way. Because it dropped March 21st of 2025.
Interesting.
So I think that's one more. Then there's one more.
Because somebody got a hold of the financials for Q4 and it said 2. So
I don't know. This is what it's.
We're getting at least 1.
Right.
We're getting at least 1. We know that. It changed based on Step Out 2025. So we're getting at least 1 more. So they were working on Karma. They're very well probably working on whatever the next album coming up is, at least fine-tuning stuff at the very least. In addition to, filming videos, because they were filming they filmed Creed in Frankfurt. How many days were they in Frankfurt?
I think they came over. What was
3
the
days
one before? What was the concert before Frankfurt? Was it Amsterdam, or did they not go there yet?
I don't know.
It was Amsterdam came first. Okay. Then it was Frankfurt,
and then it would have been London. And
right.
Paris,
so I think there was a swath of time in between, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't remember how many days. So they filmed videos, and then in addition to that, whatever other responsibilities they had that we don't know of, because they're Felix had responsibilities for ambassadorships that he would have been working on because they were prepping. That would have all been happening in some way, shape, or form. Meetings and stuff. Again, I got everything turned off.
I don't know. I'm just saying, because all of a sudden I'm like here and I'm like, hello, where'd you go?
Yeah. Sorry. Oh no. So they're prepping for Fashion Week because that was all going on at the same time and trying to figure out logistics for Felix, I'm sure. And then in addition to that, they're filming these talkers. And then during these talkers, they're wanting them to do challenges.
Right.
Like I know people hate bringing up the age aspect of things, but again, you're getting into late 20s, early 30s we're yeah, that's fun, and we want to do the variety show type stuff, but how much attention do you want to focus on just on that? You know what I mean? When you're trying to do your stuff. So it's a lot. It is definitely a lot.
So speaking of, you said Step Out 2025. I wanted to bring this up too, and I forgot about the collab that dropped. Did you see that?
With what is that?
Bathing Ape from Japan. It's a Japanese.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
company.
that.
Okay, well, they said there was going to be 2 SKZ collabs.
Nothing about it.
One was the Tamagotchi that came out. This is the second one. Now, whether it's going to be a group of hoodies or a set of sneakers, which is what I'm sort of actually hoping that they do. It is a designer brand, so the costs, I'm sure, are going to be not wallet friendly, but probably. It should be interesting to see because they've been wearing some of the stuff throughout Hyunjin's gasoline.
Okay, now, see,
he had a bathing ape shirt on.
Now you just lagged on me, so I don't know if that was me or you, but yeah, I mean, I'm not a fashionista, and you're lagging on me.
No, but this would be it's skater wear. It's skater wear.
Did you say pudding? Oh, is it skater wear?
Yeah, it's like it's like sneakers and like. Did you say pudding?
So kind of more like Chrome Hearts, but whereas Chrome Hearts is more streetwear, like harder edge streetwear, this is more got it.
This is like I know nothing about them. From what I can see, and I guess they've been wearing like the Chanbin, like the face on the hoodie, the Adidas face on the hoodie. It's kind of like that style.
Yeah,
like a little bit of that stuff.
Yeah, I won't be buying any of it anyway, as much as I love them. But I'm not very impressed. Like the graphics that I've seen for it. Love the guys. Glad they're getting collabs and whatnot. Not my cup of tea. I will go drink coffee. So that's that's good. That's apparently I created that line the other day and Valkyrie stole it. So
I would like
if it's not your cup of tea.
Yes.
Oh. No, if my new line is if it's not your cup of tea, then go drink coffee.
I like that.
So it's kind of, that's and it's not my cup of tea. So that's great. I would love to get some Chrome Hearts stuff, but oops. Where'd you go?
Sorry.
I don't know.
I'm here.
I don't know what you did. Okay. But yeah, I would love to get Chrome Hearts stuff because I've liked pretty much everything I've seen from Chrome Hearts, and that's more my style anyway. But I for the graphics and the little video that they put out for the ape stuff, I'm happy for them, but I'm indifferent.
And that's fine. And that's another thing that we should talk about is Stay. Just because they come out with a collab doesn't mean you have to get it.
Yeah. Well, anything. You know what I mean? Just because they come out with anything.
I mean, am I a makeup hoe? Yes. Did that mean I had to get the Hera? Yes. Did that mean that I had to get the tambourines? Yes. My God, I love it. Sunshine. It's just so good. Like if I have to say, and I'm almost a little
not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I wish it could be sponsored, but not sponsored. If this is what Felix is wearing and smells like, it's so good. It's so good.
I want to know what Fendi colognes Chris got because
I know he's Fendi for a while. Now maybe he is now, but I know like his thing was black musk from the Body Shop, and I loved white musk from the Body Shop, so I can only imagine what the black musk smells like.
I know the live that he did before they left Europe, where he basically told everybody to stop running or shoving cameras in people's faces. Somebody had asked what cologne he was wearing, and he's like, I don't wear much. Whenever, I don't wear much at all usually. But that recently Fendi had given him a collection, and there were a few in there he would wear on occasion. So I'm like, I'd gone
sticky dates. He uses sticky dates. Body wash from Lush, which is actually very reasonable and smells really good.
I don't like the way it smells.
You don't?
But,
see, I do.
But I don't know. But see, I'm also I'm also one of those people where I don't rely purely on what the you are frozen. I think. Okay. No, you're not. Okay.
I'm here.
I wasn't sure. I am one of those people where I don't rely on what the bottle smells like because I like my signature scent forever was Terry Mugler's Angel, which you either can wear or you can't. I
can't wear it.
I'm somebody that can. And it smells, and I tell it, like, even when I actually work at Ulta in like front of people and they're asking about the fragrances, I'm like, look, you really can't. What does it smell like? Well, I can give you the notes. Well, what's it gonna, but you spray it on your arm, walk around for 10 minutes, and then decide if you want to buy it. Because I have too many people that come in and they're like, I'm buying this, and then they return it because it doesn't smell right on them. So even though I don't like the way Sticky Dates smells in the bottle, doesn't mean I wouldn't like the way it smells on him, depending on his chemistry.
Right.
I mean, and that's the way it works. So
it's funny to me, the different scents that the guys like it's, you know what I mean? Like Han loves Dior Sauvage. I love Dior Sauvage. That smells very good. And then Lino recently was wearing Blue de Chanel. I wear Blue de Chanel. It's a very unisex scent as far as I'm concerned. Like it smells just so good. Like anybody could wear it. But it's one of those scents that's almost like the unisex scents that we had back in the day. Remember Tommy Girl and CK1 and all those. Like it's that very much so that scent.
See, and this is okay.
An interesting note. Oh, I just found this out recently. So I didn't know Louis Vuitton. So it's LVMH. So what is it? Louis Vuitton Master House or whatever it is, owns Kenzo.
Oh,
so everybody was saying that Felix with Kenzo cologne. So they had been looking at Felix for a long time because they own Kenzo. They also own Givenchy. So Givenchy Beauty for Hyunjin. They also own Dior.
Givenchy.
Whatever. I say Givenchy. Potato.
Givenchy.
Potato.
Versace. No, sorry.
No, Versace. No, that I do know. I want that dress from Versace. Oh my God. I saw that in the movie theater. We're not going there. Yes.
I did too. But anyway, so, but when it comes to colognes, I don't ever trust anything. Now, am I one of those crazy people that wants to go get whatever cologne he is wearing and go spray it on my Wolfchan plushie? Yes. But that's just, anyway. I would love to do that.
I did not spray it on my Bokhari. I kept Bokhari.
Well, you don't know for certain that he wears it. Like just because he's
I don't know. He said in one thing that he started to wear it and he really liked the way it smelled. So who knows?
Okay, so then maybe who knows? But it's fragrance is a weird thing.
Puppy. Maybe he wears puppy instead. That smells good too, though.
Fragrance is a weird thing, and I try to I also hate the fact that there are, I don't like to say male and female, like perfume and cologne. It's a scent. It goes like, I do not wear women's perfume. I usually will go to the guys' cologne section because the guys' cologne section has all the notes that I like to wear. It's the muskier, earthier, mossier.
I wore forever and a day. I used to wear Curve. Was it Liz Claiborne? The yellow bottle of Curve.
I remember that.
God. I do remember that. I would just spray it on something just to smell it. It smelled so good. And I have had friends that wear that, male friends, and it's such a memory. Like it's like, like a core memory of being in high school, like that scent.
Dracar and sunflowers.
Yes. And polo green.
And the hard part is that me being a Renaissance fair girly in my high school years, my favorite combination of scents was Dracar, leather, sweat, and beer. And I know that sounds really, really weird, but when after a chess match, when the guys got the leathers on and their cologne and they're having a beer at the pub, and I don't like to drink, so it. Yeah. But those four things together just kind of, anyway.
Yes, Val, Good Fortune by Victor and Rolf smells excellent. Yes, it's very nice scent.
You know what?
My hair takes me back. Yeah, it does.
my current sense, just we'll get back on topic here for just a minute. My current sense right now are either the Barbados X Nick Jonas Red,
Okay.
which is delicious, absolutely delicious, and then Le Monde Gourmand makes the I don't like pistachio.
Oh, see, I like pistachio in general. I don't like. I take it back. I like the smell, but I don't like the smell because it tends to lean more almond, which I do like almond, that smell. But
no, I take their vanilla and their chai, and I layer it.
Okay.
So I make my own vanilla chai for fragrances. Or either that or it's Barbados X Nick Jonas.
Mine is so far. It's been. I'm hoarding this though. My Tamburan Sunshine because I only have the 11 ounces and I'm like watching it as I'm like I don't want it to go down. And I also have it's if you ever and this is not sponsored, but I want people to go to them and look for it. It's called Elorea, Elorea. They have a store in LA and they have a store in New York and you could buy online. It is traditional Korean scents. So they're mixtures of Korean and they have a whole, it's called Forgotten Words and it explains to you the meaning in Korean. And they have ones that are called the elements, which that's what I wear. I wear fire. I'm a fire sign and I happen to love it. And then there's another group of scents where they have Korean words. So it's hanok, git, aneo, which is the women that go diving on Jeju Island for the oysters. And what's the last one? Oh shoot, there's another word. Forgive me, but their scents are so good. I got all the samplers for Christmas. Like it's like mix and match, and it was great because you could try it on yourself to see if it. And every scent was very like I would go into the office and people were like, "Oh, you smell wonderful." So it's just our quick little scent segue. Sorry.
Yeah. So, and to get back on track for segueing things, we'll get back to language because you just were talking about language. See how? Look at how I tied that back in, and then we got the ridiculous reels this morning.
Yes.
The absolute ridiculous. So I woke up this morning to those 3 reels. Those were the very first things I saw this morning. Was Chris doing his short form video, which I think it's funny that they call them that. I mean that is what they are, but I just think it's funny that that's what they. And I'm gonna go make a TikTok. No, I'm gonna go make a short form video. Yeah. So well,
because they put it on other things, so maybe who knows?
Yeah, anyway. I don't know, but it was hilariously funny to me with his accent and the words and how those two, narcissistic.
Well, he said it right.
What AI or Western person? Oh my God. And then the whole I thankfully, I'm not going to go there. And then the whole him and Hyunjin and the absolute chaos. The
vegetable one was hysterical because when he saw the corn and he's like maize. And he said it correctly and it went by and he's like, it's corn. And I was just like, oh, you're so cute. I'm like, that's so funny.
Which makes me wonder, that's got to be, okay, because obviously maize, those of us here in America, we know what that is. We're accustomed to that being a common term for corn. But is it and I'm trying to remember, is corn an indigenous?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Like what country or what filter? I mean, it was because didn't they had corn? If you read in the history books, the Pueblos grew corn. Even in Connecticut, I drive down the street. There's cornfields this high now.
The Wampanoag used to put corn seeds in or corn kernels and fish in with that's what they showed the pilgrims how to grow in.
Succotash is a I think like New England, but it was a Native American dish. Yeah. And that's like lima beans, corn. So I mean, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, look, I think it is. It was definitely the indigenous people.
Hold on. It is it's indigenous to the Western Hemisphere.
Right.
So the Americas. So it's not something that's not a term that they'd be familiar with in either Korea or Australia for corn.
Yeah, I guess not. It would just be corn. But yeah,
so yeah,
it was very cute. They definitely made my morning.
Ophthalmology. Ophthalmology. So yeah, that was my whole, like, that's how I started off my day. I got nothing done for today, realistically speaking. I mean, yes, I got stuff done, but that was like my brain kind of just stayed there all afternoon and could not really revert back to, focus. So anyway, and then
shift focus again. We're going to shift focus one more time.
Well, no, because it didn't help that, Chris is walking around in a bathrobe and taking, like, that man knows exactly what we're looking for. He is so deep on socials.
That's why he likes to tease us. That's why that's why he could have lied to members and he didn't. He lied to us.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't supposed to lie to Stay. It was said tell some lies, and it said staff members or thing, and then he chose Stay.
Did he? I didn't pay attention to that.
I think he was. It was he had to tell some white lies or whatever how it was worded.
I was looking at Barefaced Chan, and it didn't. I wasn't necessarily reading this.
Yeah, I love it.
So anyway, I was distracted. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, and then the whole lying to us on
Bubble.
I'm going to go back and watch now to see whether it was what the actual
the
thing was. The actual mission was. But even if he chose to lie to us, he did it knowing damn well what the reactions were going to be. Like he knows. Like there's no way that man doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Like,
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Every second of the day. It wasn't supposed to be Stay. Okay, so it wasn't supposed to be us. He just he did choose us.
That's what I thought.
Regardless, like anyway, menace, absolute flippin' adorably hot, talented menace. Anyway.
All right, so we're going to segue to what I'm going to call what we talked about earlier, which was be like, what do we want to hear from?
Oh, yes.
Yes, but I digress because it's now the time of STAYtalk where I say, Christopher, hello, sir. 0801, will you please give us a line distribution so I know that it's you on the last line of 0801? Please and thank you. Hold on. See, good segue. Getting into songs.
Good segue, slight tangent. So just if everybody's aware, I recently launched us on podcasting. So the audio from these is being taken and turned into podcasts that are now available on Apple and Spotify and Amazon and iHeartRadio. And I literally just started doing that like this week. That was one of my projects this week. Oh, it is Hyunjin. So I just started doing.
I still don't think it's Hyunjin.
Nope. And so we are now officially turning these into podcasts as well. And I'm obviously not expecting it to take off anytime soon. I can only do 2 hours at a time every month. So I have to wait another month before I do 2 more hours unless I pay. And I went on today because I was like, just kind of curious to see what, if anything had happened with them. And we have 2 downloads on them. One was in Europe and then the other was in Asia. And I started freaking out for a second because I'm like, we're in Asia. Yeah. We're in Asia because it was the most recent ones. Yeah. So I'm like, it was Taiwan. So we don't have to worry about it. It wasn't, I don't think it was I don't think it was Chris actually hearing it, but I had that moment of maybe eventually did.
Maybe eventually.
But eventually it'll come around. But like our videos here on YouTube, 3.4% of our audience comes from Australia.
I love the Velcro JC with exclamation marks. I do not believe it until the man tells me himself. I think it's him.
Every single show.
I don't care. And I know his voice has changed and stuff, but there is too much of an Australian. It's the intonation and the way that it's sung. I need to know.
Yeah.
I will only believe it if it comes out of Chris's mouth.
It's a mission. It's a mission.
It's a mission. I will prevail.
And I'm just going to
put it out in the universe.
We're just gonna let her keep manifesting it, because though at the same time, okay, so understand, JC doesn't care if we're perceived at all. Realistically speaking, I don't care if we're perceived either. But if he does do a line distribution, I'm gonna fully accept that, anticipate that means he's perceived us.
Yes, because of us.
Because I'm the one that manifested the button popping open during the Orlando show. So if that's the case, I will take full credit for that. In case y'all didn't know, just in case. Yes. For anybody that is a stay, I went to Atlanta and Orlando, and the morning of the Orlando show, as soon as I woke up really freaking early too. It was ridiculous. As soon as I woke up at that morning, I literally put out on Threads and tagged the actual official Stray Kids account, because at that point in time they were still kind of playing with Threads. Right. At that point, I don't think they'd been on there since Karma was announced.
They did one thing and then they left.
Yeah, they changed the profile picture to Karma and then they bounced. Yeah. They need to bounce back. Anyway.
That was good. Go on, because I want to get to our next topic.
That morning I got onto Threads, tagged them, and I'm like, Chris, by the way, it's warm. It's really, really hot. Not just hot, it's humid. It's really ridiculously humid in Florida, and you guys do a really long show, and I would really, really hate to see you kind of get heat exhaustion. So, that useless jacket, trademark registered, because I've trademarked that along with the game. That useless jacket, really, really, if you want to take it off, we're not going to complain. In fact, it would be better for you if you in some way, shape, or form made it a little bit more ventilated to begin with. And what happened? Yep. So I'm fully claiming responsibility for that jacket being opened like it was. And I freaked out as soon as I saw it, because I was looking at something else, and all of a sudden I looked back and his jacket was open, and I was like, oh my God, he's walking this way. Anyway, songs we would like to see the guys cover.
So last podcast we talked about how Genie came out and how Felix, AKA Rockstar, sounded so incredibly good, the tone of his voice and the singing and and the rap and the heavy rap. So Chrysalis and I were talking and saying, what other songs would we want? Because there's a harmony section of Genie that sounds very Alice in Chains, we'll say. To me, it did. Very Lane and Lane
Staley.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. But anyways, well, those that are as old as we are know what we're talking about. But anyways, so today, as I went for my walk outside, Gavin DeGraw, Don't Wanna Be came on. And as I'm listening to this, I'm like, Chris could totally sing the hell out of this. And I would love to hear him do it, because it's just such a good song. I mean, and the only thing, because Jason Mraz, it's sort of that same sort of feel, you know what I mean? And he sang I'm Yours so beautifully, obviously. That's why we know him, because that's what he sang for his audition. But so
true, good point.
So what other songs? Oh, and then as I'm continuing my walk, because I did my 10,000 steps, there's a band called Face to Face. I don't know if you remember them. They sang a called Disconnected. It's they're like a punk pop. I won't even call them pop. They're a punk band that got popular off this one song. They had an album called Big Choice. It was like a blue album, and it had one of those claw machine things looking on the front of the album. Search it. But anyways, there's a song called Disconnected, and as I'm listening to it, I'm like, this is a song that Felix could sing. This is that type of hard rock that him and Han could collaborate together and sing, because there's harmonies on it too. It's a really, really good song. It's one of my favorite songs. Hold please.
Hold please. Play the song. That's definitely, that's.
But wait until the voice comes in. It's a sort of a long intro, so sorry. But it's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, you can do this. You know what? Okay, listening to that though, I could also see him and Hyunjin.
Yeah.
Tag team.
Yeah, I could see that too. You could do a lot with it, but it's definitely the lyrics. If you listen to it though, I'm like, the lyrics were what said, and I'm like, this could be a good thing. So what other whoever's in the chat right now, what other collabs or what other songs would you want to hear?
I'm trying to think of like what songs please. Oops.
Yeah, like there's definitely some, like I know Han said Han said one time Metallica, and I was like, really, Metallica? And I'm just like, can you just see? I just
Actually, hold on. No. Honestly, for Metallica, if I were to choose a Metallica song that I would want them to cover, I don't know what Han would choose.
So what would you choose?
Nothing Else Matters. Or One.
Well, I could see that.
And if you have Felix do the really, really heavy part, the darkness imprisoning me, all I see.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, James's voice.
James Hetfield, that Metallica's hard because Hetfield's got a hell of a voice. You know what I mean? But there's a bunch, like, I love this like you heard the Face to Face song, like this sort of punk kind of like, how do I put it? Almost like ska. Like I could see them totally doing something like that because it brings in a lot of different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or like swing, like Cherry Popping Daddies. I could see like Han doing something with Cherry Popping Daddies, which is like Zoot Suit Riot.
Him and Lino. I mean?
Like, oh, Lino could definitely do that. Oh, that would be perfect for Lino. Yeah, absolutely.
And then like the choreography to go along with it, that would be interesting. Anyway.
Can you imagine? See, I need them to do, if they're going to do so, I need them to do a 20s style gangster, like Felix in that black suit, but I need all of them to do that and a photo shoot. So anybody who's out there that like,
well, they kind of did that lounge, Prohibition era loungy feel for the what show was it? There was
yes, they did. I know they did it with Backdoor, where wasn't it Backdoor, where they were at the bar drinking. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I'm saying a photo shoot, not even just songs. I'm saying like put them all in.
Do you know what's okay? You know what song I think I would want Chris to sing?
What?
Hold on a minute. It is by the Escape Club, and it's "I'll Be There."
I don't think.
Have you ever heard that?
No. I'll look it up.
Yeah, it's that I think I would want Chris to cover. That I think would be cool. That would be very cool. That would be awesome. I actually have Gavin.
Do From Boys to Men in their own way. Ow, sorry, I just hit myself. That's what Valk said. She said, she's like, we all know they hold back their voices. I would like to hear them do anything from Boys to Men in their own way. That would be cool.
Yeah. And Bad Omens. Can we get them to do a collab with? I don't necessarily want them to cover Bad Omens, but can we get them to do a collab with Bad Omens? Maybe that would be lovely. I would be happy with that. Just I'm like going through my artist list on my Apple to be like, okay, what do I have in here?
I was trying to remember we got asked in the group. Remember when we were on Facebook, they asked who the collabs, and I was trying to think of who I chose. Well, I chose DPR Ian because I thought that would be cool for them to collab on something together. But there, like, I loved the collab they did with Alesso and Cossack, the one, the Going Dumb. I love that. Yeah, that's a song. But I would love them to do something like that.
It was Soda Pop before Soda Pop kicked. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's true.
And then Matchbox 20's Unwell would be another good one that that would be a real good one. I don't even care. It could be all 8 of them. That would be a really good song for all 8 of them to do.
Yes.
But that would be a good one too. So, there's a ton of songs out there that they could do. I mean,
absolutely. Like, it's like, I would love them to see, like, I love that Sungmin song by, but I would love them to see, like, do like a Killing Voice kind of like on a smaller scale and do like a song, like have them like pick a song and then like work on it and then put it out there. That would be so cool.
Yeah. But when do they have time?
Again, this would be for like next year. Like wait till like next year when we're looking for new
Then again, they seem to always have time because what was it? Somebody pointed out on Threads today that with as busy as Chris is, I mean, all of them really. Okay, so Lino every day comes in and tells us every single day, hi, as soon as he wakes up, every single day.
Yep.
Every single day. I don't think there's been a day that man has not that man has missed. And if he does miss it, there's usually a damn good reason.
There's a reason. And then he comes on later and says, I'm sorry that I didn't talk to you this morning, but here I went for a run, or I went.
Sungmin's pretty much on there every day in some way, shape, or form.
I would say so.
You know, so Changbin's never on. So Changbin hops on when they're promoting something, and then he's banned. But like, for as busy as those guys are, right?
Yeah.
For any of them to then hop onto Bubble and spend time with us or fans, or, you know, and when Chris does it, it's usually for like a good hour.
Yes.
Like when
or
he's really
even longer than that. Like if he's up in the middle of the night, he's
Yeah, because like today when he was bubbling today, I'm like, dude, it is 2:00 in the morning where you are. And then I realized that me yelling at them for what time it is my way of saying, did you eat?
Right.
Yeah. Why? I mean, I love the fact that it's 2:00 in the morning and you're bored, so you're coming and talking to us, but about stuff that literally was hours ago. Like those videos were released hours ago, and you're just now like revisiting them again. But you go to bed, please. Get some sleep. My God, you know. So yeah, 2:00 in the morning up there sending us stuff because insomnia.
Because he doesn't sleep.
I know.
That's why I'm surprised Felix hasn't written more, because he says he's had insomnia lately, but every time he comes on, it's just like little snippets. It's not the same. Like I think that has a lot to do with the suit. I think he's afraid that people are gonna. I think that's part of it.
Again, it's like we've talked about it before. That started back with the Independence Day faux pas.
Right.
That started there. Obviously, the lawsuit that's going on right now. Chris obviously doesn't. I mean, I shouldn't say that Chris doesn't care. Chris obviously cares, but Chris is just. I'm going to let legal take care of it. I am, However, the SKZ code, I think, is also a good reason, a good nod to why Felix may be not as accessible as he has been, because he's got an image to maintain. There's. Out of all of them right now, he's the one with the most to lose if they're
if there's a scandal or anything. You're right.
Related to him. So he's that. When I was watching the SKZ code, it was like that kind of struck me as well, that that it sort of came into play.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense now. And again, I mean, it started back in July. Was it June, July of a year ago?
Yeah.
But as he has gotten more ambassadorships, he's gotten quieter.
Yeah, you're right.
And granted, part of that is maturing, like he said before. He's more introspective now than he is
extroverted, right?
Extroverted. Like he's still an extrovert. Don't get me wrong. He is still an extrovert, but he is an extrovert.
He's an omnivert. I think he can adapt to.
I think what it is, I think in his maturity, he is not seeking out attention as much. So, and that way his social battery is available for those things he needs to use his social battery for, which is the ambassadorships. But I think that's, it started then and it's gotten progressively more so since. And I think the lawsuit does have a part to do with it, and just a matter of, I don't want to, and out of everybody, like his voice is the one that most people try to grab. His image is the one that most people try to grab for AI. Everything about him, out of all of them, granted, Chris's popularity over here in the West has peaked. Like,
all right,
everybody loves Chris,
but there's people that don't know K-pop but know who Felix is.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's that aspect of he, and because of all of the ambassadorships, I don't know how those contracts are written, but obviously they are written in such a way, based on this last SKZ code, context clues, folks. Though obviously those contracts are written in such a way that he has to be mindful of what he's putting forward.
Right.
And, that's unfortunate in some ways, but we also need to look at the fact, he's lining up his future.
Yep.
One way or the other, because that man's not going to be able to walk by the time he is 40. So I'm saying that. I'm joking. I'm joking. Dear God, don't take me seriously with that. But because I have no idea. He's got access to the best medical care in the world. But just, he takes damn good care of himself because of it. But, it's obviously he is thinking
long-term. Yeah.
Long-term and not just, I can mess around right now because I'm 25 and I can mess around, Right. So there's that aspect of it. So, yeah. But, all right, we are at the hour mark. We need to end on a high note, though, and not me talking about Felix's back, because that's just going to do not come for me. Anyway, that is not how I meant that. As I try to, But is anybody...
Let's see what's going to come up the rest of the week, right? We don't have anything else this week that's supposed to be.
I don't think.
Should I look at the calendar? Because the fans usually tells us.
Oh,
right?
We had the 2 kids room too. We had the Lino and Jan 2 kids room,
which was mom and dad, and it totally showed that too.
Okay, but there is something about that I want to point out, because I know on Monday there was a lot of conversation about how Chris seemed to be upset that he did not get the more bubbly, extroverted Lino like we've seen on the rest of the. That was my dog.
He said, "I agree."
Apparently, he's agreeing with me, but he didn't get the same. Chris was kind of hoping that maybe with this 2 kids room there would be a little, the cat wouldn't be so prickly type thing, and we got the prickly cat. But I want to point out a couple things to people. One, we don't know what order these were filmed in.
Correct. And
it would kind of make sense that Chris and Lino would be the first one. Just go by age type thing.
I agree.
We don't know how they do it. We don't know what the process is, but we don't know what order these were filmed in. So we have no idea where Lino's social battery was when this was filmed. And maybe it was one of the last ones filmed and he was just exhausted. We don't know where in the filming schedule. We know they were pretty much all filmed on within a couple of days of each other, because for the most part, Chris has worn the same outfit in all of the ones I've seen so far. I think Felix has had 2 different outfits, but
same. He added I think it's the same outfit, but he added a shirt. He took the shirt
jacket.
That jacket.
So so there's that aspect of we don't know where they were in the filming schedule to know whether or not that affected how Lino was feeling. And somebody else also pointed out that if you pay attention to Lino, for all of his stoicism, for all of the tsundere that Lino is what he needs to be for each member.
Mm-hmm.
If the member is here, Lino meets them here.
Yep.
If the member is here, he matches energy, essentially. He does it in his own way, but he does match the energy of whatever that other person, that other member needs at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is his only Hyung. Chris is forever going to be his only Hyung. And out of all of them, he and Changbin tend to be the most traditional when it comes to that. So as much as Chris tries to promote a more Western mentality, as it were, with, youngest goes first, this, turn everything on its head, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 yada, yada. Lino shows that he needs Chris in the ways that he knows Chris needs him to show.
Yep.
And with Chris, that obviously seems to be, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to have you come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chris needs people to want him. They've all said that numerous times. Chris needs to feel like he is needed and wanted. So he is going to make Chris come to him, because that's a way of showing Chris, I need you, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And people don't get that. So yeah, it wasn't that Lino doesn't, that they don't have a close relationship. And granted, they
I
all
didn't
have
get it at all. He relies on Lino. He said, if anything ever happened to me, I would feel completely confident in leaving it all up to Lino.
Because at the end of the day, Lino doesn't like to take responsibility, but if he has to, he will.
Yes. And we've seen him do it at the airport. We've seen him when Chris isn't with them and stuff. Lino does You know, he steps back, he's behind, and everybody's in the front. They always put Felix in the front. I mean, they always put Felix in the front, anyways. But I mean, well, he gets along with the dispatch Nuna the best. She's a Felix bias.
It's also, yes, she's a Felix and Lino, isn't it? Felix Lino?
Hyunjin. Yeah.
But they usually put Felix and Hyunjin in the front, and the reason why is because they are the two that get the most attention.
See, now Hyunjin lately has been towards the back. It's usually Han, it's usually Felix, Sungmin, and Han, like sort of
Han's in the middle,
and Lino.
Han's always going to be in the middle,
right? But it's like I've seen Minnie take that thing. Then it's Chanbin and Hyunjin, and then Ian, and then Chris. You know, like that's what I've seen lately.
Yeah. So, but maybe that's because they're. But usually speaking, the two prettiest, for lack of a better term, there's not a freaking visual hole in that group at all. But the two that tend to get the most attention, are usually the two that are up front, because it kind of pushes. Right. It pushes all the attention that way. So the rest of the guy, and it gets the attention off the middle, because maybe that's why they're putting Hyunjin in the back now. Right. Because then the attention is front and back, and then there's less in the middle, so that Han doesn't have.
That's what it seems like to me, because Han's been more relaxed lately.
Well, I think he's finally at that point internally where it's not. Yes, he's always going to have anxiety. He's always going to have to deal with that. But he has the coping mechanisms now to do it. He knows he's got the support system around him in any way, shape, or form to get through it. But then in addition to that, I think he's come into his own enough that he's, finally confident with, who he is and, what his place is in the world, as it were, a lot more. From what I'm seeing, because even in the talkers and whatnot, he's much more, and like how he is on Bubble when he's on Bubble. Like,
I love our honey. Yes,
he has some of the most easygoing, conversational, and I say Bubble, conversational, but just the interactions out of all of them. Like,
and he responds a lot. I noticed too. Like he'll reply.
Which people were freaking out today about the fact that Chris was actually reading Bubble messages on the talker. Those boys do read their messages, as many of them as they can. Obviously, they're not reading every single one of them.
They all come in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they
also can recognize. People are like, well, they can't recognize certain things. Yes, they can.
Yeah, because Felix confirmed that with Reese Bay.
Right. If they see a username and they know that it's like somebody, I'm sure they go and read. Give me a break.
Like, so just
chill.
Just chill. Like, you are being perceived.
Comma. I'm sorry, he stole that from us. He stole that from us.
That we said that, and then the very next day, that man gets on Bubble and says the exact same. We have been perceived.
The exact same thing. So
we have been perceived. I'm just anyway. Hi.
And on that note, we love you, Chris. Mwah.
Can I literally get just like an hour to sit down at a table one-on-one and just have a conversation? Because I would love to do this. Actually, you are welcome to come on the show at any point in time. I will send you the link. I don't know how the hell that would work, and we would probably get in severe trouble. But I would still send you the link, and then I would, freak out for a little while. After about 15 minutes of gawking about the fact that I actually have you sitting here, I would then be fine for a little while. So yeah, you are welcome. Actually, any of the 8 of you are welcome to just, if you happen to perceive this. But we also need the line distribution for 0801, because that's the only thing that's going to make JC happy. So with that, we have not figured out the schedule for the next week. We're going to do that really right here after we get off here to figure out the schedule for the next week. That will be posted on socials. All of our socials are on the bios, everywhere you could possibly go. Regardless of where you are following us and which buttons you smash, we are unbelievably grateful and appreciative for you being here and spending any length of time with us throughout these shows. Especially with the Patreon. The Patreon, for those of you lovelies who are early subscribers to our Patreon, we know there's not much in there, so we are unbelievably grateful for the fact that you have decided to spend your money in that way and support us while we're getting all this up and off the ground. Hopefully, as time and everything allows, we'll be able to get more in there and become more active in it. We're still trying to get logistics down with everything and what works where and how to do what. So we do appreciate you all so very, very much. Our numbers are always increasing, and I am unbelievably just tickled pink every single time I go in and look at things, and I'm like, oh my God, there's more people here. Thank you. So thank you for all that. You guys know how social media works. You guys know how this works here on both YouTube and on Twitch. Smash the buttons, do whatever you want to do with it. Bounce back, as I said earlier, so that you can see us again. And I'm going to end our show tonight like I do every show and like I end all my threads, which is now let's get out there and be the best damn fandom that Stray Kids deserve and make our guys proud as hell. Thank you guys again for being here. We will post our schedule up on socials as soon as we get it solidified. We love you all. Thank you for being part of Stayville with us. And we will see you on the next one, if I can get my cursor to work.
I'm on that running time. I'm on that running time.